No, go ahead, bring it on in.
Just, man, well, interestingly enough, when you were talking about Dave Chappelle and Sticks and Stones and all of that, when Jadena came out recently with this interview in Atlanta.
Who's Jadena?
Jadena, who's the artist, the Classic Man.
Yeah.
That song, I'm a Classic Man, and he has one other song, I believe. I'm looking at what's going on here, brother, and you were talking about abortion, we were talking about adoption, we're talking about all these different things, but what people really have to understand, specifically in the black and brown community, when you're dealing with the LGBT, when you're dealing with all of these different avenues when it comes to procreation, the emotion has to be taken out of all of it, number one, when it comes to the conversation.
Please explain what you mean that by saying that.
Males are becoming too damn feminine, okay, when it comes to the emotion, meaning too many men, even if you are homosexual, there is no reason to be so overly feminine, even more than most women are, to where you can't even have a logical conversation. I'm not yelling at you, I'm not arguing with you, but I can't even communicate with you about something that is being plotted against you and our people.
So do you find it difficult to have a conversation with men who are twitching and talking like a woman in front of you?
Twitching?
Well, I'm saying some guys will talk to you like a woman.
Yeah, you know what? No, I don't have the issue with it. As a matter of fact, usually when I speak to a brother who's homosexual, they actually straighten up. I mean, just be honest with you. They tell me that. They say, because, I want to respect, you're a good brother, I want to respect. And I appreciate that because it demonstrates.
Their man voice come out?
Their voice get natural.
How you doing, brother?
Deep. I'm like, oh, man, that's cool. Shaking hands, strong. I'm like, oh, man, cool. See, so you do understand your manhood. Oh, okay, got it. So what I'm saying is, so I don't have a problem with it. And even if they were doing all this, it wouldn't make me never mind, because I just need to get the idea in your head that there's something bigger than what you are feeling. This has nothing to do with your feeling as an individual. That's the main thing we have to get out of this situation, that this conversation, which is, I want to go and live my life this way. That's fine. If you want to live it your way, that's cool. Everyone has their right. You have your decision to make. That's all up to you. But we are dealing with our people, and we're dealing with a government who strategically wants to eliminate not just our people now, but about 3 to 4 billion people on the planet. That is in the National Security Study Memorandum 200 under Dr. Henry Kissinger, who was the 32nd Secretary of State under Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. He's still alive today. And in there, they're stating in that documentation that one of the ways that we can make it to where the people will accept depopulation or enforce depopulation is by convincing them that homosexuality is more advantageous for them. Wow. So if I can convince an entire group of people that turning in man on man, woman on woman, then that will help me with my genocidal efforts. I don't even need to go and drop a bomb on you. You will drop a bomb on yourself by not reproducing and not procreating within yourself.
You heard that, Dwight Howard? Go ahead, brother.
So that's the main thing. So when they have been pushing the situation, that's why Dave Chappelle came out and was saying what he was saying.
He was bold.
He was bold because, one, he first of all, I didn't sell out when y'all wanted me to sell out. Number one, over 12 years ago, I left, came back, and I stood on my square, and I got 60 million. You try to make me sell out for 50. Okay, that's one. Two, this show, he said, I'm about to lay it all out. He said, why is it that I can't say faggot, but I can say nigger all day long?
Right.
What does that tell you about who controls everything?
Yes.
Voltaire said, if you want to know who controls, or simply if you want to know who controls a thing, simply find out who it is that you are unable to criticize. Yeah. I'm looking at all the points here, so I see him come out and say this, and I see Jadena pop up and say some of the most asinine, backwards, insane statements like, number one, we need to learn our history and learn that homosexuality existed in Africa prior to Caucasians coming to Africa. We need to learn that is something that's a part of our culture. Now, that was only one of the statements he made, and I said, who pushed him to say that? Because he's Nigerian. So I'm thinking, you're part Nigerian.
Oh, but he must know. He knows how they.
But what I got from some Nigerian brothers and sisters is that he's one of those self-hating Nigerians,
right?
Who speaks heavily against his own people to the favor of the West, America. So it's like, okay, hold on, brother. Now wait a minute. Go talk that mess in Nigeria. Go say the same thing in Nigeria. Not only that, go take your money, pawn one of your chains, bring your whole entourage with you. Go over there and find the proof of what it is that you're saying. And not only that, go to the other countries that you cited where you said that homosexuality existed. Because my main thing is this. You're not going to push on this damn generation that idea that homosexuality existed before the Caucasian male. And before the Caucasian colonized Africa. You got to stop the lies. That's all I'm saying. Don't push that, because what you're doing is you're pushing the mentality of this government, which the overall agenda is to kill you. They hate you. Whether if you are homosexual, straight, etc., they don't like you. They want to get rid of you, along with over 3 or 4 billion people on the planet, including you. So you're not thinking; you're thinking from an individual emotional perspective, and that's the mentality we got to get rid of. It gets even worse now with that one, Brother Corey, because I watched the interview. I don't know if you saw it. It was on Sirius XM over in Atlanta. Now, mind you, this is why I was saying this. The statement he made that made me say, okay, it's not him speaking. It's whoever wrote the script for him to say what the hell it is that he's saying.
What venue did he say it on?
You said what's that again?
Was he on TV?
With? I don't know who the guy was, but it was on Sirius XM Atlanta. He was sitting on the couch. They were sitting on the couch, and it was live in Atlanta when they were doing this interview. And he said he brought up the brother who killed himself, committed suicide because he was being bullied because he liked trans women.
Oh, that's what brought up the Malik Yoba story. I got the background to that.
And then next thing you know, Malik Yoba came out.
Do you see the wording? You see the wording? They worded in a way.
Yes. It's always worded.
The truth is
strategic.
You was so embarrassed that you fuck niggas, you killed yourself.
See,
is that a correct statement?
No, right now, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. So you want me to endorse and encourage a mentality of being an overly feminine male, which will give me the higher likelihood of me having a higher level of low self-esteem, being soft, and I can't take criticism. But this is the exact same mentality of the male who killed himself, that you are now saying committed suicide because he was bullied because he liked to have sex with men, calling themselves women even though they're not. So what the hell are you talking about? This is why I said, okay, clearly you didn't make that statement. Somebody wrote that for you to say. Because you're going to tell me, oh no, he didn't commit suicide because he's facing the situation of white supremacy. This is white supremacy. He's not, committing suicide because, I don't know, he's a black man in America and it's very difficult to get a job. He's being targeted by police. He might have a son who he's fearing for his life every day. His mother might be fearing for his life every day. No, none of these situations that are going on. He is committing suicide because he can't have sex with another man. That right there to me is they are out of their goddamn mind. That's insane to me. I can't have sex with a man, so I'm gonna commit suicide. You miss me with that, man. This is pushing the agenda of homosexuality on our people in a very disgusting and deceitful, wicked way. And it comes from the United States government, all the way at the top. It has nothing to do with the people in the LGBT. The majority of you don't even know anything about these policies.
You don't even have no power.
You don't have the power. You don't. That's what I'm saying. So when they say, do you hate gay people? It has nothing to do with hating none of y'all. I love my people. You black. You were black before you were gay.
Now, it all makes sense when she said it's an album promotion.
Yeah, it was because controversy sells, and that's the number one thing that I looked at. I said, you know what, he's coming out with this new album. But the problem is, there are ways to have controversy. Hell, you can even say you are gay, and that would be less controversial. But for you to go and disrespect your entire ancestral line of people and community, and then try to put something on us as a people that does not belong to us, that I take issue with. That is my only thing.
But Rizza, tell them about the European culture, that predates Christianity, that pedophilia, homosexuality, all that's what I'm saying. Like
that's where
he goes deep into it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he said something about Africa. I'm saying show us the oral tradition or the artifacts.
Yes,
you can see that shit in Europe. Can you tell them a little bit about that?
The average statue that you will see in Europe, specifically in Greece, when you're dealing with Greco-Roman culture, Greek and Roman culture prior to Christianity, deals with homosexuality and pedophilia, specifically Caucasian grown men who are priests getting oral sex or fellatio by little babies, having these naked babies or Cupid angels, naked white babies, doing all these things with white men. In the caves of Europe or the Caucasus Mountains, they were having sex with one another. They despised the woman. Hence why to this very day, white men don't give a damn about their woman, because if they did, you would not have to fight for women's rights against your own man. When we were fighting for civil rights, us as a family collectively against you as a people, etc., etc., etc. There is no such thing as proof of homosexuality existing in Africa prior to the colonization by the Caucasian European, because that is not a part of our nature. That is a part of theirs. In their caves it shows it, in Greece it shows it, in Rome it shows it, all throughout Europe it shows it, and now they have brought it over here to America, so much so to where in nearly 40 states in America, I believe 44, you can have sex legally with animals. One state in America has a mayor that is a dog, and they still push for pedophilia to become legalized. That's why they say love is love. And if the LGBT community still agrees with that narrative, that love is love, then guess what? You and the pedophiles have something in common.
Okay, now I want to admit something.
Zoe asked me to say it.
If you go to different communities in Africa, there was different rites of passage where if a woman was with a woman or a man was with a man, they were thought to be more powerful.
I heard him say
there
that.
was never a time where this didn't exist, he concludes, or where it was just hands down that homosexuals were wrong. That's not actual an African thing, he said, which means it's not a black thing.
So is that true?
Absolutely not, number one. Number two, he also said right after that being masculine and the man being the protector and the provider is not actually true. That's not what a man is. Sorry to let you know, this is a new generation. So basically what he just did in that whole interview, he put himself up. This is not just the promoting of the album. He put himself up as the voice for this generation. So that's when I said, you know what, not only am I going to check him on behalf of this generation for real, any one of these celebrities and artists pushing the same narrative will be checked. No amount of money should you receive to sell out your people with an idea that goes against the very nature of the procreation of your people. If you want to let white folks push that, let them push that. But don't push that on this generation who are exceedingly impressionable. They don't know half the stuff going on, but all they know is if you got money, chains, and some influence, or the car that they like, they will follow you and they're going to listen to what you say and they're going to do what you want. They're going to do what you do. So when he made that statement, no, that's not true. When he said the king of Buganda, my number one thing is absolutely there will be individuals who always want to go against the grain. We always got people who want to go against the grain. Out of 100 people, there'll be at least 5 or 10 who say, you know what, I want to do my own thing. Of course. So you brought out one example of one man and you said, well, it seemed or it showed that there was more power. Wait a minute. The mentality of having more power from dominating another man is absolutely a white Caucasian male mentality. Right. That's what they did to us when they buck-braked us on buck-breaking farms, where they would have sex with us. They would flog us, tie our arms and our legs down, spread our whole body, make us strip down butt naked in front of the women and children, and the white man would rape our fathers, our uncles, our brothers to dominate, to show that I am more powerful. Ain't no black nation or African king was demonstrating that let me have sex with you to dominate you to show that I am more powerful. That's not an African mentality. That is an absolute Caucasian male mentality to this very day, which is why ours is longer, theirs is not, and that is still something that they are stuck with to this very day. But the main thing is, it's not him, it's not Lil Nas X, it's not even Janelle Monáe over the record label or over that label with him. It's not even them. The point is that who is benefiting from that mentality and what is the end result? That's why the labels, yes, they push it, and then at times the artist pushes it, because these are conversations I was having, but most of these are Jewish owned and controlled networks.
So when Malik found out that he committed suicide, that the young man committed suicide for being taunted or bullied about that relationship, so Malik made a post on his Instagram to call out toxic masculinity and reveal. It was a very lengthy, very long description, and he also revealed though that he was also attracted to transgender women. He said transgender is okay, and bullying has nothing to do with the masculinity or heterosexual behavior. Malik directed his post toward black men, stating that intimidation is in the form of masculinity. He's a trans. He said trans people deserve love and respect as to those who love them. And then he said, I love all women, and I count myself among those who find themselves trans attracted. After making that statement, so that's all he said. He didn't say he's ever had sex. He said he's attracted to trans.
Okay. Masculinity, a man being masculine and a woman being feminine, gives a perfect balance. That's how we exist. That is exactly how we exist. The toxic masculinity term, and this is something that I want everybody to understand, as we were saying earlier, when you need to study and learn and dissect things before you just go off at the mouth, just spitting stuff that you hear,
right?
Know what the hell you are talking about, because some of you who still push that, just like Brother Malik Yoba did, foolishly, are perpetuating the system of white supremacy and are still following the white man. Case in point, toxic masculinity is a term created by 2 Caucasian males. One of them is a homosexual, Shepard Bliss and Robert J. Stoller. 2 Caucasian men who created that term. There's no black person that created that term, not even a true heterosexual person that created that term. It has no basis in fact whatsoever. It is 2 white men trying to justify and push the same mentality that they originated with in their nature, which is pedophilia, which is homosexuality, and now they have a large group of people who are stupidly perpetuating that insanity. That didn't come from no damn mind of no woman nor no real man. It came from 2 white men. So there's no such thing as toxic masculinity.
I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me. I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming.